Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome to Bhakti Shastri course, Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 2, part 2. Today, Lord Shri Krishna is going to answer all the questions that Arjuna has asked one by one. There are 5 questions that Arjuna has asked, or the reasons, 5 reasons Arjuna has told why he is not willing to fight. So Krishna will give the answer in different ways, in different stages or different levels of answers that we can see in today's class. So as we all know, this is the unit 1. First 6 chapters of Bhagavad-Gita consist of unit 1. And today is our 4th day, that is lesson 4. We are covering second chapter, text number 12 to 48 today. So what we have done in the last class, explain the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. We have seen what is Varnashrama Dharma, what is the role of Varnashrama Dharma in society, and related Arjuna's reasons for not fighting to principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Arjuna, why he is in relation to Varnashrama Dharma, Dharma gets destroyed. That Arjuna gives the reasons, and discuss how general principle drawn from Arjuna's dilemma and surrender to Krishna are relevant for our own practice of Krishna consciousness. This is experiential learning. We have done the discussion in the group last class. Now Arjuna is in Dharma Sammuda Cheta. That means he is not able to choose one path. He is in confusion whether to fight or not, whether I should fight this war and win the war, or should I lie down my life for others to win over me, so that they will also become happy and I am also happy to see them happy. These are the 5 reasons. First one is compassion. Arjuna is telling Krishna, how can I kill my own people? They all are my own relatives. And second one is, he is telling, if I win this war, in case if I win this war, there is no enjoyment. Because generally, if we win the war, it is like all the wealth belongs to the winner. But Arjuna is telling, even if I win this war, because I am losing all my people, I can't enjoy. Then definitely there is a sinful reaction. Arjuna is telling this. There is sinful reaction if I kill so many people. There are so many people are gathered here. Destruction of the dynasty, that is, all the elderly people have come here and they all get destroyed. Then how can we be sure that the people who are at home, they can be safe and they will continue to execute their religious activities? Who will guide them? Then finally, indecision, whether I should die or whether they should die. If I win over them, I will not be happy. I don't want to win over my own guru and my own people who are elder than me, who are younger than me. All generation people have gathered here. So this is the indecision that Arjuna is having. But Arjuna has taken a good decision that he has agreed to take the instructions from Lord Sri Krishna. Krishna was not giving any instructions till this point, till Arjuna told Karpanya dosho pahata subhava prichamitvam dharma sammoda cheta yat sreyasyam nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapanna. So Arjuna is telling Karpanya, Kripana, miserly weakness is overcoming me. I am not able to decide what is good. So Krishna, please instruct me. Shishyasteham, please accept me as your Shishya. The word Shishya means the disciple in English we say. So there it comes from the dhatu shas. Shas means to discipline. Disciple means there should be discipline. We have Shasana, Shishya, Shastra, Shastra. All these are coming from Shas dhatu. That means to implement the rules and regulations. A person who is a disciple, who has taken someone as his spiritual master, that means he is ready to accept the instruction. If we accept the Guru Maharaj or a person as my spiritual master, then I should be ready to follow his instruction. If I'm not following his instruction, then my accepting him as my spiritual master is meaningless. So that is the duty of a disciple, to have discipline in his activities. Now Krishna, the very beginning, whatever he spoke, is the answer for Arjuna's first reason, that is compassion. Krishna is defeating Arjuna's argument of compassion. That means he is giving the knowledge. A person who is in knowledge, he will not lament, either for people who are living or for people who have died. What kind of knowledge is it? It is the knowledge of the soul. One who knows that the soul is existing within the body, which is indestructible, which had no birth and which will not have any death, or which will never get destroyed. He will not be worried, or he will not lament for people who have, whether they are living or they are dead. Because he definitely knows that after death there is one more birth, and the jiva or the soul, it will take one more life or one more body according to his desire and his activities. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. Kadachin, never. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. This is the first answer or first reason what Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Arjuna, you are telling that all your people are going to die, but they will never die. Only their body gets destroyed, but the soul remains as it is, and it will take another body once this body is destroyed. So this is the first answer what Krishna gave to Arjuna. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Once a person gives up this body, he will go to another body, and this is it is managed by the superior energy. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and one who has died, he will sure to take another birth. So why you are worrying? This is Krishna's question to Arjuna. Now further continuation. This is all Jnana section. From both viewpoints, there is no cause of lamentation because the living entity as he is cannot be killed, nor can the material body be saved for any length of time or permanently protected. Now, this doesn't mean that anybody can kill anyone. That is not the point here. Because we have no right to kill anyone. Because we have not given life to anyone. Since we have not given life, we have no right to take the life. Here, what Krishna is telling, whether you accept it or not, their body is going to be destroyed at any cost. They are not going to live forever. Arjuna, if you don't kill all these soldiers, either it may be Bhishmacharya or Dronacharya or anyone else, they will not live forever. They have to give up their body because this body is undergoing so many changes. It has taken birth, it has grown into youth, then it has come to old age, then finally it is going to die. So Arjuna, even if you don't kill, they are going to die. Now the question is how you want to die. Whether they may die in the battlefield or they may go and die at home. Now they are dying for a right cause or whatever fight they are fighting. This is for dharma samstapana. So for establishing dharma, being an instrument, you should fight. If you don't fight this war, whatever you have thought or whatever intention you have with which you are not fighting, that cannot be fulfilled. And if you don't fight, whatever reason all these people have gathered here, that also will not be fulfilled. So in both cases, whether if you want them to live forever, which is not possible, the body, and if you think that they are going to die or they are going to get destroyed, which is not true because the living entity is a soul, which has no destruction. In both cases, you must fight. There is no question of showing compassion. This is the knowledge that Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Now, the second reason why Arjuna is not going to fight is enjoyment. We have elaborately discussed this, how a person enjoys in this material world. If there is no one to share the happiness, then that happiness has no meaning. So I need someone to share my happiness. But if the war happens, everyone will be died. So where is the question of sharing the happiness or where is the enjoyment? Now Krishna is defeating this argument by using the Karma Kanda principles. What is Karma Kanda? Karma Kanda means using the instructions of the Shastra, scriptures, and following them to achieve my sense gratification. Generally, people who are ignorant of the Vedas or the spiritual science, they will just live like animals. They work very hard, they earn their money and they spend it for sense gratification, and they just give up their body just like any other animal, which has no meaning. Even though they get a human form of life, they don't make use of it. But better than that is a person who comes in contact with the scriptures, one who can understand that there is a superior energy. There is someone who is controlling everything. We can see the seasonal changes, how it is happening, how the rain is coming, how the crop is coming, and who is taking care of all these things. There is someone. And he will surrender to the scriptures, but using those scriptures or understanding the activities or dealings of the material world by the superior energy or the devatas or demigods, he will try to satisfy them so that he can get what he wants. Just like I want money, I can worship certain kind of demigod. I want good health, I can worship another kind of demigod. I need knowledge, I can worship another demigod. So by doing this, by serving or by gratifying the senses of demigods, I can get the benefit for myself. This is called as karma kanda. Now these devatas or demigods, they will fulfill whatever we ask based on how, to what extent we offer them the oblations. So, O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. So what Krishna is telling here is, Arjuna, you are going to fight this, and in that battle, there can be two outcomes. Either they will kill you, or you will kill them. And if you kill them, you will get the benefit. You will enjoy the kingdom. You will be the enjoyer of all the wealth. And if they kill you, then what is the benefit for you? You will go to heaven. Now, this is only for the sake of argument Krishna is using. Arjuna is not interested to go to heaven. He is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, and he is an eternal associate of Lord Krishna. So Arjuna, you will go to heaven, or any person who is in the place of Arjuna, he will go to heaven. Now in heaven, you will enjoy whatever a Brahmana, by doing yajna or tapa, austerity and the penances, he attains the swarga or the heaven. A Kshatriya can attain the same by acting for his duties, or by working for his duty and sincerely performing the duty. That is the fighting for right cause. So in both cases, either you die, you will enjoy, either you live, you will enjoy. Now, if you don't fight, what will happen? As you said, if you don't fight, you will be happy. You are thinking like that, but it is not so. If you don't fight, and if you run away from the battlefield, what happens? People will always speak of your infamy. And for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. What could be more painful for you? Arjuna, if you go away from the battlefield, don't think that Duryodhana will think about you that, oh, Arjuna is so great, he is so generous, he has given the kingdom for us. No. He will say, oh, Arjuna is a coward. He has ran away from the battlefield. He has no courage. And sambhavitasya cha akirtihi maranadatirichyate. A person who has so much of reputation, Arjuna is not an ordinary person. He is Gandivi. He has learned so many weapons by going to heaven. He has so many divyastra, that is heavenly weapons. And he is the favorite disciple of Dronacharya. Dronacharya has declared that there is no another archer other than Arjuna. He is the greatest. And for such a person, if we say that Arjuna has ran away from the battlefield, you will die by hearing this itself. After going home, you will die by hearing this problem, hearing this infamy. Better you fight and die in this battlefield. Don't think that you can become happy without fighting. Swarga dwaram apavritam. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come, unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets. This kind of war is not available for everyone. Arjuna, this war is not going to happen every time. It is only for those fortunate people will get this war. This is an opportunity. If you see the present day situation, how many wars we had in India? There is no war every year as a routine. or there is no war such that it has to happen on this day. Nobody is planning. So the war will happen once in so many years. And many people who join the military, they will retire without seeing any war. They will be just protecting the country as a matter of duty, but there may not be any war. So fighting in the war is also an opportunity. Arjuna, you have got this opportunity. Now you must fight this. You have to take the opportunity, in which both the cases, both results are rewarding for you. Either winning or losing, both are rewarding for you. So you must fight. Don't think that this is some ordinary opportunity that you have got here. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties. So this is Karma Kanda. Arjuna, you are to fight, you have to do your religious duty. So when you are doing your duty, according to whatever varna and ashrama you are in, you will be given some reward for your sincerity and for your duty-bound activity. Now, our Krishna is telling you act according to your nature as a Kshatriya and you take the reward. Definitely, demigods will bestow fortune upon you. So these all arguments is for an ordinary person, what Krishna is telling here. For any person who is in the battlefield, if he is in dilemma, he can take this argument or he can take this instruction and he can fight for the right cause. First of all, we should remember that this fight has come here only after thorough discussion. There was attempt for making peace from Krishna himself, and Duryodhana never agreed. Dhritarashtra never agreed. After that only this war is happening. So there is no question whether there is a mistake from any of the side. So war is inevitable and Arjuna must fight this war. If he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting, but by withdrawing from battle. This is exactly opposite instruction or opposite argument of Arjuna. What Arjuna is told, if I fight this war, I will go to hell because of the sinful reaction. This is the third reason. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you don't fight this war, you will go to hell because you are neglecting your duty. You are not doing your duty, because of which all the people who have trust in you, who have sent you to the battlefield, they will all be in trouble. They all will be get into problem now. Just like our soldiers, if they don't fight for the country or if they neglect the protection of the country, then what happens? The entire nation will be in difficulty. The enemies will attack the citizens and they will create so much of loss to the country and the citizens and all the people. The culture will be destroyed, all the wealth will be looted and whatnot we have seen in the history. Arjuna, whatever all these things happening, you will become responsible. Duryodhana, he is a irreligious person. He is adharmic. He tried to disrobe your own wife in front of a large sabha. It is like the parliament where all the kings are gathered. And it is called Asat Sabha because they tried to do some irreligious activity in that place, at that place. Now, if Draupadi is not an ordinary lady. She is the wife of king. And for her only, these people have done so much of injustice. And what is the guarantee for any other person in the nation? Arjuna will exploit, Duryodhana will exploit all the wealth, and there will not be any dharma which will be there. So by not fighting, you will be the reason for the spreading of these irreligious activities, because of which you will go to hell. So there is a example, or there is a story that Srila Prabhupada quotes in his purport. I request all the devotees to keep their video on, and I request someone to read this as a voluntary. Yeah, Puja Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The spirit of Kshatriya, Yashomanta Sena, either he conquers the battle or he lays down his body, they're dead. So the man who has come, he must be somebody pretender. So she refused to open the door. This is the spirit of Kshatriya. Bhagavad-Gita 2.33 to 35, London, September 3, 1973. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So this is a story where Yashwant Sena was a king, and he went to the war. And in the fighting, he came back from the middle. He did not win the war. He neither win the war or he did not kill the other party. He did not lie down his life. So nothing happened. Without any result, he came back. Now, when he came back, his wife or the queen had kept the door closed. The door of the Durga, or the fort. It was closed, and the king sent the message. Tell the queen that the king has come. Please open the door. But the queen replies like this: Yashwant Sena, either he conquers the battle or he lays down his body dead. So this was the spirit of Kshatriyas in those days. He will not come back just like that. If you think somebody has come here, it must be a pretender. Because Yashwant Sena, he is very great warrior. Either he will be victorious or he will die. So this is the expectation, or this is how a Kshatriya should be. He should be always ready to protect the nation. If Kshatriyas fail to protect the nation, and if they do not take the war seriously, then the entire nation will be in trouble. Or everywhere we have the irreligious activities, which we can see in our own history of India. Next, continuation. Krishna defeats Arjuna's arguments, but we have seen just now. We can summarize here. Compassion. The compassion is because of the ignorance. A person is compassionate to someone, but a person who is in knowledge, he will do the real benefit. As we have seen in the picture there, a person was drowning in the water in the very beginning, and another person is trying to catch his shirt. That means he is ignorant. He don't know what is to be saved. So if we think that someone is suffering, and if we give only the bodily comfort for him, that is unending. Whatever comfort you may give to him, he will not be happy. You have to give the real benefit. The real benefit is Krishna consciousness, which we have to give. Whatever benefit we give for his body, it will be over after some time. It will not continue, or it will not be long lasting, or he will not be happy at any kind of material wealth or any kind of comfort that we give. But if we give the real benefit, or if you are really helping the soul, if you want to help really, first of all, you should know what is the real benefit for the common people. Just like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, there is only one scarcity in this world, in this material world, that is Krishna consciousness. If this one is there, then everything will fit in place. If people learn to surrender to Krishna, then the whole world will become happy. Vishwam Purna Sukhayati. This is the one missing point everywhere. So if you want to really help someone, then you must know what is really good for him. That is knowledge. A person who is in knowledge, he will not lament. So this compassion, or the situation in which Arjuna is crying, that is because of the ignorance, which is caused again by Krishna himself. Krishna is using Arjuna as an instrument. Otherwise, Arjuna is knowledgeable about the soul. So this was explained from 11 to 30 in text. You can see in the Bhagavad-Gita book. You can open. Next, further continuation, enjoyment, he explains through the Karma Kanda. Arjuna, if you want to become happy, you can perform Karma Kanda. You just help the demigods, or you just do the yajna, you will become happy. Or you just give the benefits, or you work for the demigods, then you will become happy. The demigods will give the pleasure to you in return, so you will become happy. So that is Karma Kanda. And sinful reaction, as you are selling, whatever sinful reaction you are telling, it will not happen, because if you don't fight, there is sin. If you fight because it is your duty to fight, and fighting is inevitable here, there is no sin for you. As the person who is in the battlefield or who is protecting the nation, he will not be punished by the nation if he kills the people or kills the enemies. But if he comes home, then if he kills someone, then he will be punished. But as a matter of duty, there is no sin for a person who is protecting the nation. So in this way, Krishna is telling, in both ways, you have to fight. Yes, Lata Krishnan Mataji, yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Both ways you have to fight. Both ways you have to fight. Krishna is trying to put Arjuna in the dilemma. This way or that way, you must have to fight. If you think that you are not in a bodily concept of life, then it is my order. You must fight. If you think that you are in a bodily concept of life, then you are a Kshatriya. You must fight. Both ways you have to fight. This is Krishna's conclusion. Bhagavad-Gita 231, London, September 1, 1973. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Arjuna has only two options here. Whether you think that these all are people who are gathered here, they are soul, they are spirit soul, then there is no point in lamenting, because nobody is being killed. And if you think that I'm lamenting for their body, then still as a Kshatriya, it is your duty. So either if this way or that way. If you think that you are not in the bodily concept, that means you know the soul, or you have the Atma Jnana, then it is Krishna's duty, you have to fight and you have to kill. And if you think that you are in bodily concept of life, then being a Kshatriya. See, bodily concept of life means Arjuna's as a human being, or having the body of a Kshatriya, he has to fight. And if you think that the soul is present, then the soul is not going to be destroyed. So in that way also, you can fight. You must fight. But whatever reasons Krishna gave to Arjuna is not the highest. It is Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is not the highest. Karma Kanda will help someone to come to the spirituality. In Karma Kanda, a person who is performing Karma Kanda activity, or a person who is trying to satisfy the demigods, they are better than the people who are living in forgetfulness. Just like the atheist, or the people who do not take any interest in understanding how this world is acting and what is the purpose of life, just living like animals. Better than them is the people who are who have some faith, or who have some respect for the scriptures. But they have come to the spirituality not because they really want to understand who is Krishna, or they want to perfect their life, it is because they get some benefit. It's like if you worship certain demigod, you will get something. If you want to wealth, you can worship the demigods. If you want good health, or some knowledge, some fame, money, everything you can achieve. Because of that, he is coming. So that means he is coming for something. Again, this is material. It is karma kanda. But if you use the karma kanda, remove the word of karma kanda, and you add yoga to it, that becomes karma yoga. The yoga is to connect. When we have the word yoga, it becomes spiritual. And without yoga, or without connection to Krishna, following the instructions of the Vedas or scriptures for my own sense gratification, that is only ritual. There is no spirituality in it. So we should keep Lord in the center, whatever activity we do. Then it becomes karma yoga. And if you don't keep Krishna at the center, and if you act for your own sense gratification, either following the Shastra or not following the Shastra, it becomes the karma kandiya activities. So in this way, Krishna is telling karma kanda is not the highest, but better than that is to work for Krishna. So in the next level, Krishna is lowering the importance of karma kanda. What Krishna is telling here? Yeah, Nandita Mataji, can you please read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, there's just one request. Some of the devotees here are taking the IDC exam, so they want to leave at 8:15. Will you permit them, please?
I don't know, Mataji. What is the solution for this?
They've asked for your permission to leave, Prabhu, because they have to write the exam at 8:30.
All right, let them listen to the recording. Anyhow, because that class is not being recorded.
It's the exam today, Prabhu.
Okay, let them go, Mataji. It's okay, because it's only once only, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Krishna minimizes karma kanda. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantyapi paschitaha vedavada rataha partha. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, result in good birth, power, and so forth. Bhagavad-Gita 2.42. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham. Pushpitam, it is like flowery language. These Vedas have flowery language which can attract everyone, so that people get some interest in the ritual activities, so that they will become happy. Whenever a person is trying for himself without referring to the Shastra, by his own endeavor, by achieving the wealth, if he is trying to become happy, he will get the mixed result. That means either he may get good or bad based on the activity he does. So if he has some punya, pious credit, it will become good. If he has some impious activity, papa, then he will bad credit, or bad activity, bad result will come. But if he is following the Shastra or taking the instructions from the Vedas, he can make everything auspicious. If there is some problem, some difficulty, you do some yajna for a demigod, then that demigod will remove that obstacle, then it will become auspicious. So if somebody understands this, it becomes like a pushpitam. It is very attractive. Oh, I have so much of difficulty in my life. What should I do? Oh, you worship this demigod. Then all your problems will be over. It's pushpitam. It will attract. Vacham. Pravadanti avipaschitaha. It will attract the people who are not intelligent. Avipaschitaha means not intelligent. Veda vada rata partha nanadastiti vadinaha. They only follow the Vedas for some sense gratification, some material benefit. Pushpa means the flower. The real fruit comes after the flower. If you enjoy the flower itself, you don't get the fruit. So in the beginning stage itself, they are doing an activity, and that result of the activity they'll enjoy themselves, because of which they'll not be getting the opportunity to serve the Lord. Or if they give up the result of their activity for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Serving the Hrishikesha, master of the senses, using our senses, that is Hrishikena. That is Bhakti Ruchyate, that is real devotion. They will not reach that point. What will happen? Rather, I will enjoy. I have performed the activity, I have satisfied certain demigod, and I have taken the result. Yes, this is for me. But they are not getting the eternal or real benefit. That benefit, whatever they got, it will be destroyed after certain time. So that's why they are called as Avipaschitaha. They are men of small knowledge. They are attached to these flowery words. And Janma Karma Phala Pradam. They cannot escape from the birth and death. They have to take birth, they have to take and one more life again and again and again. Because going back to Godhead is only possible through devotional service. Otherwise, it is not possible. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. Even if somebody goes to Brahma Loka, he has to take birth again. He has to come back again here. So this Karma Kanda is not the permanent solution, but it is the beginning step. Just like if somebody, if you want to introduce Krishna consciousness, we may first say, oh, you chant japa, you will become peaceful, you will be able to control your senses, and you will get more concentration. All these benefits are there by performing devotional service, but that is not the only goal, or that is not the real purpose of doing devotional service. That is the side effect. Similarly, this karma kanda, whatever benefit we get, it is the side effect of following the spirituality. So Krishna is telling it is not permanent. Why it is not permanent, or it is not recommended? Because Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. These Vedas are talking about Triguna only. It is within the three modes. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of the material nature. O Arjuna becomes transcendental to these three modes. They will either bring you from Tamoguna to Rajoguna and Rajoguna to Sattva-guna. But if you really want to become happy, you have to come to the Shuddha Sattva. That is the transcending the three modes. Three modes are like they are ropes. Guna, the word guna has two meanings. Guna means the mode, the nature, and also guna means the rope. Rope means one which is used for binding. So these modes will bind us. A person who is in Tamoguna, he has Nidra Alasya Pramada. He is always lazy, he always commits mistakes, and he is sleepy. Nidra Alasya Pramada. Similarly, a person who is in the Sattva Guna, he is very knowledgeable and he is very happy. There also he is getting bounded. And when a person who is in Rajoguna, he is very active and he is very much attached to the result of his activity. So either by being very happy or very satisfied, he has a lot of knowledge and he got caught there. He will not advance more. Or a person who is very much attached to his result of his activity, he is working very hard and he gets attached there. And another person who is very lazy, sleepy, he is not able to come out of that. So all three are bad. All three are bondage. You can compare one, just like a person is tied with a gold chain, another person is tied with a silver chain, another person is tied with a iron chain. So whether you want to be bound with the iron chain or silver chain or gold chain, the answer is none of them. I don't want to be bound at all. Why I should be? That is Shuddha Sattva. The person who is attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas, they will be within this only, Traigunya. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, you become Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. You overcome these three guna or three modes, Sattva, Rajas and Tama guna. Goodness, passion and ignorance. So this is a better way of performing the activity. Arjuna can perform the fight as a matter of result oriented. I want to go to heaven, or I want to enjoy the land or material world. This is a very basic mentality. Better than that is Arjuna has to fight because Krishna is telling. It is the Krishna's instruction, or it is his duty. So in this way, Krishna is minimizing the importance of karma kanda. Now there is an activity here, exercise for all. Please read the text number 45 and 46 verses as well as the purports. Chapter 2, 45, that is Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. And then Yavanartha Udapane Sarvata Samplutodake. So the 45th text is telling about Vedas, one who is using the Vedas for his own benefit. And 46th verse is talking about a person who has transcended the three guna or three modes. Discuss the relevance of the karma kanda division of the Vedas in the practice of Krishna consciousness. So how karma kanda is influencing, or what is the role of karma kanda in Krishna consciousness, and how to overcome that. How relevant is this following karma kanda in Krishna consciousness? This is the question. And how are the practices of Iskcon authorized from Vedic point of view? These are the two questions. By reading the text number 45 and 46 verse along with purports, you can read and you can discuss. So there are 20 people now. I'll make a group of 4 people, so that there will be 5 people in one group. Anybody has any question, they can raise their hand and ask questions regarding the activity. You have 3 minutes to discuss and 2 minutes for presentation after the discussion. So I'll make 4 groups. In each group, there will be 4 to 5 members. Okay, the time starts now. Hope nobody has any questions regarding the activity. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, hope everyone has come back. Now I request one person from each group to raise their hand so that they can present for 2 minutes. Yes, Anu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the relevance of Karam Kanda in practice, division of Vedas in practice of Krishna consciousness. Here Lord is saying that the Vedas, he only has the knowledge of Vedas is Krishna himself. But as you said, it is better to be Karma Kandis than a hippie or an atheist. So when we do Karam Kanda, we are actually moving closer to the Lord. But it is for sense gratification purposes. We are still bound by the ropes of the Trigunas, and we follow the Karma Kandas only for sense gratification, and they still bind us. And the ultimate aim is to get into the Vishuddha Sattva or the Vasudev state, where you can be free of the Karam Kanda divisions and be in a Nishkam state. And how is the practice of Iskcon authorized from Vedic point of view? Karam Kanda is discouraged, and ritualistic activities are discouraged. So many rituals are discouraged, and basic devotional service to Lord is encouraged. Without any motive, devotional service is encouraged. That's all, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Next person. Siddharth Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, my team's point is primarily two things. One is, although it is written that through Karma Kanda there will be the sense gratification and various other things can be achieved, but in Kali Yuga it is not possible. The way the Karma Kandas are supposed to be done requires a lot of time, resource, energy, and so much of effort that in a Kali Yuga the kind of body, the kind of mind the people have, they are not equipped with that. So the only solution to actually get that and go beyond that is to have the Nama. So they, go to the transcendence, and that is only through the that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recommending that we can do it only through the philosophy of Lord Krishna, and without that it is not possible. Through Karma Kanda it is first of all not possible. That is what is in the 46. Before this, in 45, it is saying that Veda and Vedantas, the entire Vedic wisdom is limited to Triguna, which is written here already. And so to become Naiskarma is only to go towards the transcendence, because the ultimate objective of Veda is also Krishna, to have Krishna. So if that is the ultimate goal, then why to go through a circuitous route of so much of rituals and so many things, and why not directly worship Krishna, and why not directly have Krishna consciousness? That is our point. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Vinamra Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I would agree with the Prabhujis and Matajis who spoke before me. And from what my team discussed, Vedas, they mainly discuss about Karma Kanda and how one can perform activities in this material life. The Vedanta is where the philosophy starts, where a person actually inquires about Brahma Jignasa and all such things. Coming to Upanishads is where self-realization is spoken about. And as long as a person is following Karma Kanda, he can only, he cannot, he is always performing karma. So he has to come back and take birth again and again. But to actually understand the Lord, or to be fully dependent on Krishna is the primary goal of any soul. So for that, a person, he has to learn tolerance and all such things, which are actually being taught to us in Iskcon when we are all performing such austerities and different things. So that's how that's how the relevance of karma kanda is as per the practice of Krishna consciousness. And how practices of Krishna consciousness is authorized by Vedic perspective is that the purpose of reading Vedas is to understand Krishna is the center of everything, and that is what Iskcon establishes mainly. So that would be our answer, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ramesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, we in our group discussed that the karma kanda is mostly for curative actions, and these are bound in the three modes of material nature. So all the karma kanda activities are in the modes of material nature, and so one has to raise above this material nature. So in all the three modes of nature, right? So there is something we want. Say there is always some curative action which we need in. So here the ask is to get above it, and then say one has to reach the Vasudeva state, so wherein he moves himself out of these curative actions, and then he actually works for the Lord, or he follows the instructions from the Lord. And the other part is in 2.46, right? Say the purport actually deals with the knowledge of Vedas. So the knowledge of the Vedas should be used to understand Lord Krishna, so rather than following this karma kanda things, right? Like because we are part and parcel of the Lord, so as described in 15.7, Mame Vamsham Jiva Loke. So the Lord says that we are part and parcel of the Lord, say qualitatively but not quantitatively. And then in 15.15 he says that he is the Vedas. So knowing that, say one should follow Krishna consciousness. And that's the thing which we discussed through. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Lata Mataji, Hare Krishna.
I just want to add what has been told. That is, according to Vedic scriptures, karma kanda is nothing but rituals and ceremonies that have to be performed in order to get certain amount of whatever the results that they are doing it for. For example, the yajna and all the other things that has been performed. There it is for health, as you said, it could be for wealth or health or prosperity or family, progeny or whatever it is. But the karma kanda, as far as what I know about Bhagavad-Gita, this thing is control our senses in such a way that we move out of karma kanda to karma yoga by attaching all our activities to surrender it to Krishna. That is what if we do everything that is for Krishna, Krishnarpanam, that is the only way we move out of this karma kanda to a karma yoga. And it is that is moving out of all three modes, as you rightly said. That's what I wanted to add. That's one thing which I want to add, that we are having, we should let go our senses, and we should have control over our senses, which forms, but that is the ego and all our thing. Only then we can move to the real sense of the what does the practice of Iskcon says about from the karma yoga. This is a little more I wanted to add.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So the point here, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna, Nirdvandva Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Arjuna, Krishna is telling, you come out of these three modes. The Vedas are only telling about three modes, how to become happy here. But you cannot become happy here permanently, because this world is Ashashvatam and Dukkhalayam. So don't try to become happy, and whatever extent you may try, you will not be successful. So you should always have the desire that we should go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada, when he started the magazine in 1944, the heading itself, he told back to Godhead. So he was very certain what is to be done, what is the goal of this movement, what I have to do exactly, and how to achieve this. So going back to Godhead is the only solution. Whatever we may do here, the yajna, by satisfying the demigods, we may get some sense gratification. It is all ending. It is not permanent. And the next text, it is Yavan Artha Udapane Sarvata Samplutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanata. So here Udapane, there are many water bodies. Just like there are so many wells. So in one well, we take the water for drinking water, and another from another well, we use it for washing the clothes, and another well, the animals are being washed, or they'll be using so many other purposes. Why? Because the cleanliness, it is small. The well is small. But if you have a flowing water, a river, it can serve all the purposes. So if you have any desire to be fulfilled, an intelligent person, he will go to Krishna. So that Krishna will purify his desire, and he will give something great, or something better than what we get from the demigods. Of course, demigods are giving it through Krishna only, but out of ignorance, we think that Krishna, the demigods are fully independent. So, akamo sarvakamo va mokshakamo udaradi. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. A person may be having the desire, all the desires. I want everything that is possible in this world. I want to enjoy everything. Or that is sarvakama. Or akama, a person may not be interested in anything. I don't want any enjoyment. Or mokshakama, a person is interested in getting liberated. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. In all conditions, a person who is intelligent, Tivrena bhakti yogena. Udaradhi. Udaradhi means has a good amount of intelligence. Then he should do bhakti, the devotional service to the Lord, so that everything will be fulfilled. If you go to river, you will get water for drinking, you will get water for washing the clothes, or any other purpose. You can fetch water from the river, because river is flowing. Every time the new water is coming, the all dirty water is going away. So in this way, the river is always clean, or always it is pure. Similarly, the going to Krishna itself is auspicious. If you take the example of Dhruva Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma gave him the benediction. And Dhruva Maharaj went to Lord Krishna or Vishnu, and he also got the benefit. But the difference is, Hiranyakashipu did not get purification. Demigods will not purify us. They will just give what you want. It is just like you pay something in the shop and you purchase. So your payment is in the form of tapasya, or the austerity. And for that, the demigods will give you something without any protection. Now, after getting the benefits or the benediction from the Lord Brahma, Hiranyakashipu lost control over his senses. That means he tried to exploit everything. And then he had to be killed by Lord Narasimha. But in case of Dhruva Maharaj, when Lord himself appeared in front of him, both have gone for the same reason. Dhruva Maharaj also wanted kingdom. Hiranyakashipu also wanted kingdom. But the difference is, when the Lord appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj, he lost that desire. Swamin kritastosmi varam nayase. Dhruva Maharaj says, I am satisfied by seeing this beautiful form. I don't want anything else. But still he got whatever he wanted. And Dhruva Maharaj is present till today in Dhruvaloka. But we don't know where Hiranyakashipu was sitting. We don't know where his throne was. It is not present now. It's completely destroyed. This is the benefit of going to Krishna. So doing devotional service will fulfill all the purposes. There is no doubt. And going to demigods, it will serve certain purposes, and it is not permanent, and it will not solve the real problem. Birth, death, old age, and disease. These 4 problems cannot be solved. by going to demigods or by performing karma kanda activities. That's why Krishna is telling Arjuna, give up this karma kandi activity or come out of these three modes. Okay, let us continue our discussion. Anybody would like to read this? Please raise your hand. Okay, Pooja Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The highest Vedantist, the best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. The highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. 2.46 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji got logged out. He's going to be back in a minute, I'm sure. Please fill up your attendance forms. Thank you. Many devotees are leaving for the IDC exam. We wish you success and pray that you go further in Krishna consciousness. Please fill up your attendance form and then leave. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. It's the Iskcon Disciple Course, Prabhuji, IDC. You remember we all spoke about it? Prabhuji is back.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, are you back? I can see Prabhuji, but I cannot hear him. Same for you all.
I can't see Prabhuji. I mean, Hare Krishna.
Okay, I can't hear him. He's there. We can all chant another round. It only helps us get further. So please chant.
Yes.
Join back, but it's still on mute.
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. The system which I was using has collapsed, so I came to another system. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Now we'll continue our discussion.
Prabhuji, we chanted one extra round because of your system. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for managing. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue the discussion. Okay, we are discussing about the importance of devotional service against the Karma Kanda principle. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. The highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this is the purpose. Vedaishcha sarvair ahameva vedyaha. The final conclusion of Veda. Anybody who has understood Veda is a person who has come to this conclusion that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And it can be done through the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The greatest benefit of chanting this holy name is the person will understand that he is not the body. He will understand that he is the spirit soul. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is like the food for the soul. It's like we eat food for the body, the soul also needs the food. So when we give this food for the soul soul awakens, or we'll understand or we'll get that benefit by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that I am not this body, I am something else, or I am the spirit soul, by taking the instructions of Guru and Krishna. So that is a basic benefit that we get by chanting the holy name. And when a person comes to Krishna consciousness, when he begins the spirituality, he will get the real benefit of performing any activity. Performing the karma kanda activity, it is temporary and it will give only the material benefit. Now Krishna is taking Arjuna in another platform. That means he is raising the platform in one more level, that is called Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga. So all these things we are going to study. Now Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, how to change. The activities are same, but the intention behind the activity is different. I am performing the same work or same kind of activity. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through an analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. So here Krishna is explaining about Buddhi Yoga in the present situation here. So till here Krishna has explained about analytical study, that is what is the soul, how it is acting in the body, and how to become happy in the material world by following the instructions of the Vedas. But now Krishna is explaining about acting without the expectation of result of the work. That is karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetuhu ma te sangostu akarmani. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you should work without the expectation of the result. Why? Because you are not the cause of the result. The result, it is coming not because of you. It is because of the nature, or there is a energy, or there is a person who is making it to happen. We can take the example. If you take a seed of a mango tree. Now, if you put it in the land, it will grow into a small plant in the beginning. Then it will grow into a big tree after some time. Now, when it gives the fruit, to whom the fruit belongs? Generally, we put the fence and we say that all the fruits belongs to me and I will enjoy everything. But that is not correct. Why? Because my contribution to grow this plant is very, very small. What is my contribution? I have taken the seed and put it in the land, and I might have put some water to it, and I have protected it from other animals' attack. That's all. I have not designed the seed, I have not designed the earth, and I have not designed the sun, water, and the air. Everything is coming from Krishna, or the material nature is providing everything. And I'm claiming that everything belongs to me. So understand the person behind this activity, and you must work or you must act in such a way that you are not attached to the fruit of your activity. That if you do this, then what happens? You will not be having any bondage. The main reason why people are bound is they have attachment. There is a way how we can catch the monkeys. The monkeys are caught. There is one of the method. They will put some dry fruits in a small vessel. The vessel has a small neck, and when the monkey puts his hand inside and grabs this dry fruits, its hand becomes bigger. So when you have the fist like this, then it cannot move or it cannot come out through the vessel. So it gets caught there. And if he leaves the dry fruits, then the hand can easily come out. Similarly, when we are acting in this material world, if we are attached to the fruit of the work, then we get bound. But if we are not attached to the fruits of the work or results of the work, then it will not bind us. But acting in this way is not so easy. For that, a person has to be very knowledgeable. Otherwise, when we get the fruit, we'll try to enjoy it. We should understand to whom it belongs. If we don't understand what is the real purpose of this material world, or how these all things are happening, then we'll try to enjoy, or we will just try to exploit the material nature. So Krishna is asking Arjuna, don't get attached to the fruit of your activity. Now somebody may say that, why should I act? If I don't get the result, I don't act only. Then Krishna is telling, Mate sangostva akarmani. Don't be inactive also. You have to act, you have to work, it's your duty. So working is your duty, but result you are not supposed to claim your ownership, or you are not the only person who is going to enjoy it. You should understand to whom it belongs. Then somebody may be thinking that, why should I act? So Krishna is telling, you have to act. It is your duty. What is the motivation for activity? If there is no activity, or if there is no result, or there is no enjoyment, Krishna is not telling you will not enjoy, or he is not telling that you will not get any result. That is not the case. But you don't get attached to the result. If we are attached to the result, then we cannot proceed, or we may not be able to start the process also. It's like a person, he wants to start a business. He is always worried what will happen to the result, and he is very much attached to the result, such that you should always get profit. You should not make any loss. Then he will not be able to start his business also. So you should act in such a way that you are not attached to the result. Whatever result comes, let it be. I will do my duty. So Arjuna has to act here. Arjuna has to fight the war. And then what happens? Whatever result may be, you may win the war, you may lose the war. It is all for Krishna. A soldier, he may lose the war or he may win the war. It is for the nation. It is not for personal benefit. Understanding this higher purpose, a person should come to the devotional life or devotional service to the Lord. Then there is no bondage, because he is acting on behalf of Krishna. He is acting for the pleasure of Krishna. So how to do this? Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsas. You take sukha and dukkha. Do the fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing, you shall never incur sin. Since you are not attached to the result of the activity, you don't have any sin. Since you are not attached to the results, or your heart is fully free, or you're not worried about what is going to happen further or in the result. Everything is in the hands of Krishna. That is how the devotees act. The pure devotees of the Lord, they will keep everything in the hands of Krishna. Krishna, if you wish, let it be so. Otherwise, no. They are completely dependent on the Lord. That is complete surrender to the Lord. So this is the highest one. It is better than the karma kanda activity. Would anybody like to read this? You can raise their hand. Any new people? Okay, Vinamra Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is duty. One has to execute duty without any consideration of loss and gain. That is duty. Observing duty. Just see, you are Kshatriya. There is necessity of this fighting. So you should not consider whether you are gaining or losing. It is your duty to fight. If you execute your duty nicely, there is no question of sin. Bhagavad-Gita 2.27 to 38, Los Angeles, December 11, 1968. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare. So, karmanyeva adhikaraste. Arjuna's eligibility is for work, that is for activity. You have adhikara for activity. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have the adhikara or the right to perform the activity, but not for the result. Ma phaleshu kadachana. But you are not entitled to the fruit of the activity. Here the Lord says that you cannot stop your work. Either you can enjoy the activities, the fruit of your activity. Neither you can enjoy the activities, the fruit of your activity. That is the work on spiritual plane. So this is at the spiritual platform. It is not possible for any karmis or a person who is acting for sense gratification. They will ask, why should I work if I don't get the result? So that is not possible at the material platform. This is possible only at the spiritual platform. Acting without any expectation, giving all the results of the one's activity to the Krishna. So for this to perform, or if you want to come to this platform, then you have to practice spirituality. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yogam. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Yoga means to connect. So Yogastha, you be situated in the yoga. Yogastha kuru karmani. You have to be in the platform of yoga. Yoga here to connect to the Lord. So when we are acting for the Lord, when we are giving the result of your activity to the Lord, we are going to connect. Nobody will give the result of their activity for something, just like we do lot of hard work and we get lot of benefits. And how can I give this benefit to someone or something if I don't have any respect for them, or if I don't have any love for them? That is not possible. For that, we have to have devotion to the Lord. Unless we have devotion to the Lord, we will not be willing to give the result of our activities to the Lord. Either you can give as a matter of duty, or out of love, spontaneously, you can give the result to the Lord. The Yogastha Kuru Karmani, you should be in this platform. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya, give up all your attachment. Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva. Siddhi, either you will get benefited, or Asiddhi, you may lose. Samo Bhutva, take it equally. Samatvam Yoga Muchyate. This is called as practice of yoga. So in this platform, you can give up the result of your activity. Anybody likes to read this? You can raise their
Hare
hand.
Krishna Prabhu, I'll go ahead. Buddhi Yoga, Karma Yoga. Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting because he desires the battle. That is the indirect hint given by Krishna to Arjuna in this verse 2.38 purport. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him 2.48 purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So here, finally, Arjuna in the beginning, he was thinking, Krishna, I will not be happy if I fight this war. Krishna, I will get sin, and all the family dynasty will be destroyed, and all these people are mine. So he was thinking around himself. Now, finally, Arjuna is able to understand that this war is decided by Krishna, and he wants me to fight. So that's why I have to fight this war. So with that understanding, Arjuna decides to fight. So that is the instructions that given to Arjuna by Krishna. Even though Krishna begins his argument with the Karma Kanda activity, finally he concludes that you should give up the Karma Kanda activity. You should not work for the result of your activity. It is better to give up your activity, the result of your activity for me or for Krishna, and so that you will not incur sin. Now Krishna has defeated the argument of Arjuna of compassion by giving the knowledge of the soul, which is there from 11 to 30, and then enjoyment. There is no enjoyment. He has told Karmakanda, either you win or lose. In both cases, you will be enjoying. And sinful reaction, there is no sinful reaction if you are acting for me. And that is through Buddhi Yoga. If you are not attached to the result of your activity, you will not get the sin of performing the activity. That is called Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is the guru of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is a guru of Srila Prabhupada. He has told here about the second chapter. Puja Mataji, you can read.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Overview of Bhagavad-Gita chapter 2. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura has summarized this second chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita as being the contents of the whole text. In the Bhagavad-Gita, the subject matter are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. In the second chapter, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga have been clearly discussed, and a glimpse of Bhakti Yoga has also been given as the contents for the complete text 2.72 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Entire Bhagavad Gita is only this much. There are 5 reasons Arjuna told why he is not going to fight, and there are 5 answers or ways Krishna told Arjuna why you have to fight. Actually, the instructions of Krishna has ended here, but Arjuna elaborates it. Arjuna asks more questions, and he will expand the topic, and he will bring out more instructions from Lord Krishna. So this second chapter is the complete summary of Bhagavad-Gita. The first chapter is a question, second chapter is the answer. So if you understand these first 2 chapters, you have understood Bhagavad-Gita. From third chapter, it is the details, whatever we have studied in second chapter, especially in the second chapter. And this is called as yoga ladder here. Yoga ladder means how we can bring a person gradually to Krishna consciousness. In the beginning, we have come to Krishna consciousness with some material benefit. We may have attracted to the music or the prasadam, or we may get some peace of mind, or we may get a lot of people, a good, nice place, some enjoyment. Then gradually we will gain knowledge by reading Srila Prabhupada's books, by associating with the devotees. Then slowly we take up chanting. Then we will become more and more serious in Krishna consciousness, and then he will come to a perfection gradually. So this is yoga ladder. A person from the karma kanda, he comes to karma yoga. From karma yoga, he gets jnana yoga. From jnana yoga, he comes to bhakti yoga, and through bhakti yoga, a person can perfect himself. The difference between karma yoga and jnana yoga is karma yoga will explain, or it will tell us how to use all the activity in the service of the Lord. We cannot give up all the activity. A person who has come to Krishna consciousness means it doesn't mean that he has given up all his material activity. It is not possible. But you can transform it. Everyone is eating. A Krishna conscious person is also eating. A karmi is also eating. But the difference is a karmi is eating food which is cooked for himself without offering to Krishna, and a devotee is eating prasadam. So that is karma yoga. Whatever you do it as offering to Krishna. And the jnana yoga will help us to get detachment. It will explain the temporary nature of this material world. It will describe what is our real position, where we are, what we are, why we have come here, and where we go after leaving this body, why I am suffering, what is the cause of my suffering. All these things are explained through jnana yoga. So through karma yoga, we get attached to Krishna, and through jnana yoga, we get detached from this material world. So both are needed. Jnana karmadi anavrutam. We should purify our karma. We should purify our jnana. Then we come to Krishna consciousness or bhakti. And a person, when he comes to the level of bhakti, that is the perfection. If a person stops at the level of karma yoga or jnana yoga, that is not complete. But when a person comes to the level of or state of bhakti yoga, that is perfection. This is yoga ladder. A karma yogi, he has climbed the first step. A jnana yogi, he has climbed the second step. But a bhakti yogi, he has come to the conclusion. The final conclusion is to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedeshta sarve ahameva vedyaha. So anybody has understood the second chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, he has understood the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. That's why it's called as summary of Bhagavad-Gita. Overview, whatever we have in second chapter. We have not completed the second chapter yet. So first, Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna. Whatever reasons Krishna has told, Arjuna has told, Krishna has defeated them. So in the beginning, Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna. Krishna, I am not able to decide. Please help me. Then Krishna first gives him jnana to remove his attachment to his own people by defeating his compassion. Then he gives the karma kanda, saying that there is enjoyment in performing religious activity. Then he gives Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, which is nothing but Bhakti Yoga, where he says that there is no sinful reaction if you act for me. Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Anybody who is acting for Krishna as a devotional service, he will not incur any sin. Now, in the next later part, Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, can you explain or can you give me some examples who are according to your instruction, who are acting according to your instruction? That is called Sthitadhir Muni. Krishna, you told so many things, how to become a devotee. Now, can you give me some example, the symptoms of a person who is following all these things? That will be discussed in the next coming session. Here is an exercise for you. Read the verse and purport and discuss the significance of Pratyavayo na vidyate. And one more is Vyavasayatmika buddhi. So 2.40 and 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhi rekeha kurunandana bhaushaka hyanantashta buddhayo avyavasayina. A person who is in devotional service or who is practicing devotional service, he has only one aim. One is perfectly situated in his goal. But one who is not so, or one who is trying to enjoy this material world through sense gratification, he has so many options. That is Bahushaka. And Pratyavayo na vidyate, that means there is no sin if you are practicing Krishna consciousness. So please read the verse and purport and discuss the significance of these two. I'll make two groups. You can discuss among yourself. There is 3 minutes time I'll give. Then after that you can explain for 2 minutes. Okay, whoever gets the group number 1, whoever joins the group number 1 can speak about the first point, Pratyavayo na vidyate. And whoever gets the group number 2, they can speak about Vyavasayatmika buddhi. The group is open now. those who are going to speak, they can speak only one sentence so that everyone will get the opportunity. One point you can speak. It's Lata Mataji, you can start.
Every small measure that we do in Krishna consciousness will give us to the reapers in a greater benefit, because we have to understand that we are not the doer. And when we know that we are not the doer, even a small things will reap great benefits. Ajamila story, even in spite of being sinful activities that he has committed, in the end of the death, when it came, he thought about his son Vishnu, and Vishnu Lokha he went, and then he was not being the clutches of he moved to a greater planet. So we should understand that every small measure, whatever that we can do, it has to be surrendering to the Lord and with detachment, understanding that we are not the doers and we are not the doing.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Anybody else wants to speak? Add any points? Pratyavayona vidyate. There is no reaction or there is no side effect. Yeah, Ramesh Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one more thing. I think we discussed the example of Ajamila also. So in this,
Yeah.
so wherein I think Ajamila was also delivered right at the end. So though he did sinful activities in between, so he was pious at the initial stage and then did sinful reaction. But the end, when he surrendered himself to the Lord, or say he was delivered, right? So even that was discussed in our group.
Yeah. Ajamila story. Yeah. Ajamila, when he chanted the name of Narayana, his son's name, the Vishnu Dutas came and
Vishnu
protected.
Dutas came in. Okay.
Thank you. Hare. Okay. No other hands? Okay. So we'll continue to the next slide. What are the different things we learned today? First one is understanding, that is presented a brief overview of Krishna's instructions on jnana, that is knowledge of the soul. Then explain Krishna's responses to Arjuna's first three reasons why Arjuna is not fighting. Then summary of Bhagavad-Gita chapter 2, and explain how chapter 2 Bhagavad-Gita summarizes all the contents of Bhagavad-Gita. Complete Bhagavad-Gita is summarized in second chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. That is understanding. Then evaluate the relevance of karma kanda. Evaluation means we have done the discussion and experiential learning. So karma kanda, division of the Vedas, what is the scope in Krishna consciousness? When we come to Krishna consciousness, we get the benefit of everything. We reference the verses analogies from Bhagavad Gita. Then finally discuss appropriate and inappropriate application of the phrase karmanyeva adhikaraste. So how we should take this karmanyeva adhikaraste. Some people may think that, oh, I should work, I should not ask for salary. But how this is explained here, in what context? Arjuna, you don't worry about the result, because you are not the cause of the result. You have the duty to perform the activity. That is the right way to understand karmanyeva adhikaraste. Then personal application, the significance of pratyavayana vidyate and vyavasayatmika buddhi. Pratyavayana vidyate, why this is personal application? Because when we do devotional service, there is no need of fear. What will happen if anything goes wrong? Pratyavayana vidyate, any small advancement you do in this path, it will give you a lot of benefit. And vyavasayatmika buddhi, a person who has one pointed attention, one pointed goal to achieve Krishna's lotus feet, he is vyavasayatmika. He is always focused. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekeha purnandana. And another person who is not avyavasayatmika. Avyavasaya means he doesn't know what is real benefit of life and what is the meaning of life. He just want to do some sense gratification into so many different ways. He is avyavasaya. So that those are the two types of buddhi which we should understand. It will help us in personal application. So finally, Prabhupada is concluding. Anybody would like to read? Puja Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was to talk on Vyavasayatmika Buddhi only. We were on the second group, so I had raised my hand, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So you have just said it about that. The highest, the strong faith in Krishna consciousness is mainly the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. And Vyavasayatmika is the focus on many branches. So one should not be in the material gratification. One should have a complete strong faith in Krishna. And that is through the spiritual master one can achieve with the knowledge gaining from the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare. You can
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Prabhu. Concluding quote. Bhogai savarya prasaktana taya praharta chetasam. This material advancement of civilization, very nice, very dazzling. Just like when we pass on the street or road of your American cities, it looks so nice. So many lights and so many night illuminating signboards, but we should always remember that this nice situation is not permanent settlement. Any moment I will have to give up everything. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Continue.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, I can see.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, yeah. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhauna vidyate. So therefore, it is concluding quote. So therefore, if one becomes attached to this false platform, so-called eliminating false platform, then this determination to go back to Godhead will not be very much intense. Bhagavad-Gita 2.40 to 45, Los Angeles, December 13, 1968. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Yeah.
Now, Vyavasaya, here the Vyavasaya of a devotee is to go back to Godhead. If he is getting attracted to other illuminating things of material world or the other byproducts of Bhakti, then his determination may not be succeeded or he may fail in his achievement. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is telling. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have completed today's session, even though there was some technical issue. So with this, we have come to the end of this session. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, if somebody has any question, they can raise their hand and ask the questions in today's session. Anu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a question which is related to today's question, but not directly. Like Karam Kandas all have to be avoided and only devotional service to Krishna is there. So it seems like you're going on a highway from one state to another. And Karam Kandas bring about, kind of resting period, like the Shrad Pakshas, Pitru Pakshas going on. So Bhagavad-Gita doesn't say much about Shrad. And you have to go to a Karam Kandi Brahman only to get it done. So what is the ideology behind it?
Yes, Mataji. Even the Karma Kanda activities are performed because as a social etiquette, it cannot be avoided. There may be some objection. So in such cases, you can perform the yajna, but at the same time, make sure that you do Sankirtan also. Srila Prabhupada, when he was inaugurating the temples in the Western world, he used to make these yajnas because unless there is some karmakanda activity, people will not accept it. They will not understand the activity has performed at all. But at the same time, parallelly, he will have the Sankirtan movement or Sankirtan going on. The actual activity is Sankirtan. So when you are, just for example, what you told, the rituals of offering oblations to the forefather. So you can perform whatever activity you are doing, but you can also call the devotees to your house and have a Sankirtan at your house for the benefit of the departed soul. That will give you much higher benefit than performing the Karmakanda activity.
Or the prasad can first be offered to Lord and then the Brahman may be served?
Yes, that's how it will be. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare. Any other questions? Yes, Lata Mataji.
I have a question. It is not very much connected to the today's class itself. See, we are all in this Kali Yuga. We have to do our duties. We have to, but all our duties may not be exactly with the devotional service. There are some duties which we cannot justify by saying that it is for Krishna or it is under devotional service. But there are certain offenses which can carry forward by this action. How do we really come out of it?
Yeah,
I'll give you an example, Prabhuji. Like you're working and the organization is asking you in your capacity to sack somebody. Okay, this you have to perform as a duty. I mean, though you may not like it. They say she is an underperformer, you need to sack her. In this dilemma, you have to execute this as a duty, karma kanda. This is a perfectly karma kanda. You cannot justify saying that this I can make it as a Krishna, it is for you, you take it. No, how will Krishna take it? This is but how do we avoid that? We cannot avoid this.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
not even karma kanda also. It is karmic activity, which is vikarma. It is anything which is done against the instructions of scriptures, it is called vikarma, or it is punishable offense, or it will take a person to hell.
So we have to avoid this. How do we, I mean, it's something which, a dilemma. I say that I would not do it, please you do it. I don't want to get into this. I don't know, Prabhuji. It is a very, I don't even want to be involved in such things.
There is in 12th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, it's called Bhakti Yoga. And there are different stages of performing Bhakti. The highest is the Ananya Bhakti. And if somebody is not able to perform Ananya Bhakti, they can do Sadhana Bhakti. That means you have to do Abhyasa Yoga. By practice, you can do the Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti devotional service. Because you are not spontaneously feeling that I have to serve Krishna. But still, because my spiritual master has told, I will do it. If you are not able to do that also, then you can do some activity and view the result of your activity in the service of Krishna. And if you are not able to do that also, then you don't use the result of your activity for sense gratification. At least you can give it up to somebody's benefit. And if you are not able to do that also, then you develop knowledge. So whether in whatever state you may be, better.
How do we avoid it? We should avoid this, no, Prabhuji. This kind of things we should avoid.
It takes time, Matul. You cannot do it immediately. If you are gradually performing your devotional service with whatever capacity you have, then Krishna will remove all those anarthas. Gradually it will happen. It will not happen at a time. But if you want to happen immediately, then you need more strength. And it may become more painful for you.
Yeah.
But the gradual process is easy. That means with a good intention, whatever activity you are doing, at your whatever possible in your capacity, you serve the Lord, and definitely Krishna will give strength to give up such activity. And it is not necessary that you have only one way to live.
Yeah, exactly. I put my foot sometimes. I say I won't do these things. Don't involve me. I'm not for this. I mean, I stay away because I know it is a sinful action. And
Yeah, it has to be given up, but it is up to you how much time you take for giving up. Vikarma should not be practiced. It
yes.
should take a person to hell. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'm not getting direction, Prabhuji. I pray to Krishna to give me right direction.
Yeah, anybody who has come to Krishna consciousness, in whatever state maybe, apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. Anybody who has come to Krishna consciousness, even though they are performing some activity which are not accepted by Shastra, which is not, it may be considered as durachara, apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag. They are still performing devotional service to me. Then sadhureva samantavya, you should consider them also as sadhu, because they are at the right path. They may not have reached the right destination, but they have taken the right path. So you must continue in this. Definitely you will achieve the devotional service perfectly to the Lord very soon. But keep patient and you can do it.
I think we should come out of this kind of, we should, I personally feel that I should retire from.
And take your time, Mataji. Don't hurry. Decide yourself. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare. Smith Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
I just want to confess to Dr. Lataji. I mean, I too go through this day in and day out processes like this, and I pray to Lord Krishna and say, this is my duty. I have no other choice to do, but we have to do this sort of a thing because of the survival. It is not that probably he will show a way for us. You know, we are not doing any sinful activities, part and parcel of our life, that we have to see this. But since the economy is not doing well, there is a lot of recession happening. There is a lot more to it, right? It is, Krishna must be having some other plans for them, right? It is, that's the way we need to think, is what my opinion was. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we cannot justify the vikarma. We cannot justify the sinful activity what we do at the strength of saying that it is something to do with devotional service. Doing sinful activity at the strength of chanting the holy name is also wrong. It is not correct. But since you are at the right path and you have the sincere desire to give up and you want to advance in Krishna consciousness, then it will not stop you. Don't think that I am very sinful, I cannot take to Krishna. No, whatever state you may be, you definitely you are. If your intention is good, then definitely you can come to Krishna consciousness. Siddharth Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. In fact, the question is so profound by Lata Mataji that it's same, whoever is an organization, I'm also, being affected by this. So I think somehow we are coming to the same question. Sorry, Prabhuji. So I was just thinking that the same situation, whether it is a Bikarma or not, because on what ground somebody is, going to, asked to go, maybe there can be situations where actually he's not doing the duty. That is, there can be some situations where it is the right thing also. So I don't know what circumstances this is happening. There can be circumstances where it is absolutely, the situation like Arjuna, like Duryodhana, where actually he's not doing anything for the organization. It is absolutely going against the organization. Might be he's doing an unethical activities. So many things are possible. So in those options, perhaps it is not a Bikarma. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm just thinking, so please guide me.
Yes, Prabhu. I should analyze more. We'll discuss about this later on. I think whatever possible I have spoken. Now you have to choose. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, are there any more questions? Okay, we'll end today's session today. here now. Next session will continue in the next coming Saturday. I thank all the devotees for actively participating and coming for this Bhakti Shastri class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya